Hello, and welcome back to my channel. On Wednesday I posted part 1 of this two-part series of videos on the Americans with Disabilities Act. I am going to put a card in the upper right corner and a link to it in the description below. Since its enactment, the ADA has had far-reaching effects on American society. Physical accessibility, sidewalk curb cuts, ramps, accessible restrooms, and elevator access have become standard in public spaces, making movement easier for people with mobility impairments, but also benefiting parents with strollers, travelers, and delivery workers. Workplace inclusion. More individuals with disabilities are able to seek employment and request reasonable accommodations, allowing them to contribute fully to the workforce. Public awareness. The ADA has increased societal awareness of the challenges faced by people with disabilities and the importance of inclusion and respect. Legal recourse. Individuals have a mechanism to challenge discrimination and advocate for their rights, leading to lasting changes in policy and practice. Technological advancements. The law has spurred innovations in assistive technology, making information and communication more accessible. For example, screen readers, caption videos, and adaptive hardware. My communication device that I'm using now has the capability to connect to the internet. Despite its successes, the ADA is not without shortcomings or challenges. Compliance gaps. Not all businesses and institutions are fully accessible or compliant with the law, sometimes due to lack of awareness, resources, or will. Enforcement issues. Enforcement often relies on individuals filing complaints or lawsuits, which can be time-consuming, costly, and intimidating. It does not help when business owners straight up refuse to comply until threatened with a lawsuit. Even then, people have unfortunately gone to Congress and complained about the ADA. The most notable, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, do not think I had forgotten that day. Reasonable accommodation disputes. There is still reasonable accommodation or undue hardship, leading to inconsistent application. Invisible disabilities. People with non-apparent disabilities, such as mental health conditions or chronic illnesses, can still face skepticism and discrimination. Employment rates. Despite the ADA, employment rates for people with disabilities remain lower than those without disabilities, highlighting persistent barriers. Various court cases have clarified and expanded the Americans with Disabilities Act's reach. For instance, Olmsted VLC 1999 required states to provide home and community-based services rather than institutionalizing people with disabilities wherever possible. However, this is being threatened with cuts to the federal budget. The ADA Amendments Act of 2008 broadened the definition of disability, making it easier for individuals to qualify for protection. As technology evolves, so does the ADA's interpretation. Web accessibility is now a central concern, with the Department of Justice and courts increasingly recognizing that websites and digital content must be accessible to people with disabilities under ADA Title III. This affects businesses, educational institutions, and government entities, requiring captioned videos, screen reader compatibility, and alternative text for images. I know many people with disabilities watch or listen to me each week, and I appreciate you. I also appreciate that YouTube has closed captioning built in for deaf and hard of hearing people. However, as I pointed out in last Friday's video, fake or exaggerated stories about discrimination should be labeled as such. If we do not do this, we dilute the work of organizations like local independent living centers and ADAPT, and ultimately make it harder for people who face real discrimination to protect themselves in a world that still doesn't see us as equal. The Americans with Disabilities Act stands as a testament to the power of advocacy, activism, and the belief that all people deserve equal opportunity and treatment. Its passage has transformed public spaces, workplaces, and attitudes across the United States, offering hope and legal protection to millions. Yet, the work is not finished. Ongoing vigilance is needed to close compliance gaps, address emerging issues, and ensure that technological advancements continue to foster rather than hinder access. As the nation advances, the principles at the heart of the ADA dignity, equality, and accessibility remain as vital today as they were in 1990. The law's continued evolution will help ensure that the promise of full participation in American life is realized by everyone, regardless of ability. We must come together to celebrate, but also to recommit ourselves to the ADA. Warriors like Justin Dart Jr., Judy Heumann, Wade Blank, Diane Coleman, and so many others who dedicated their lives to the movement will be remembered for their heroism, dedication, and love for disability and civil rights. We must carry their legacies on. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will see you soon.